So today I want to take you to one of my favorite places in Marietta and have a little talk. I don't know what it is about old cemeteries, but I just find them like super cool and I don't know, kind of comforting. Anyway, there's a little bench at the back of this one that sometimes I like to basically just come and sit and think. Today's my birthday, May 19th, and just wanted to talk a little bit. It's kind of rainy a little bit, so my hair's gonna be a little bit whack. Anyway, I'm 48 years old, which is crazy. It blows my mind when I think about I'm actually like 2 years away from being 50. I feel great, and you know, it's funny though. Every year around like my birthday, I start to reflect a little bit about, you know, kind of just like everything that's going on with me, everything that I've done, what I haven't done, what I want to do better at. And it's funny though, because when I was 30, when I turned 30, it was a very like emotionally hard birthday for me. And the reason is because it was right like my fitness center was starting to fail. I felt like a failure. I felt like I haven't lived up to my potential. And it was just hard. It was hard emotionally. But as I've kind of gotten a little bit older and I've had some successes and my life has basically changed for the better and I've taken more control, I don't have that problem anymore. Even though I am almost 50, I feel good. I don't really care about getting old. I think it's kind of funny because years ago I would have thought I'd be the guy getting like Botox and covering my grays, and I'm not. I feel like if you're healthy, if you're happy, if you feel fulfilled in what you do and who you're around, like this is the most important thing, and I am. And I feel very fortunate because I know what the other side looks like. And, you know, when I was going through my bankruptcy, when I was going through like my businesses shutting down, it was my dream, it was my hope, it was the only thing I ever wanted in my life. It didn't get much lower than that, or I don't know how it could have gotten much lower than that, other than, you know, of course, me being sick or something like that. And so when I think about where I was and how like down and out and just destroyed and devastated I was at that point, when I think back to that time in my life, and everything that was going on, you know, and I've mentioned it before, you know, I was self-medicating, I was drinking too much. I was a disaster back in my 30s, early 30s. And then I started to get my shit together. Things started to go right, and everything in my life started to get a little bit better. But it wasn't by accident. It wasn't because I just got lucky. It's because I took control of my life. You know, it's funny though, because, you know, the older I get, the more I realize I don't know anything, or I feel like I don't know anything. You know, when you're younger, you think you know it all, you know, and each year that passes, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I know less and less and less, but there are some things that I feel like I know for certain are fact and factual. And it's really because I've experienced both sides of things. And so I wanted to just share with you, I don't know if it's life lessons or just things that I've learned in my 47 years of being on Earth. I guess it's now 48 years, right? Anyway, number one is exercise. Exercise every single day because your health is your number one most valuable asset. If you're not healthy, nothing else matters. And the older I get, the more people I lose, the more people I see get sick, the more I understand and realize that it is of the utmost importance that you do not neglect your body and don't put it off. And that's the other thing. Procrastination will ruin you. Whether or not it's your health, your diet, your significant other, your kids, like whatever, like your life, your goals. Like procrastination will literally kill you. Do not wait. Today is the day. Which brings me to something else. The right person, or I should say being with the right person, is going to make all the difference in the world. But being with the wrong person also will destroy you. I have had to get rid of some toxic people in my life, right? Some of them were significant others, some of them were friends, some of them were family. And it's hard. It's really hard when you find out or realize that somebody isn't good for you, right? But what's even worse for you is to allow them to continue to be in your life and not do anything about it. The sooner you can cut ties from people that are toxic or bringing you down or not right for you, the better you're going to be and the happier you're going to be. Which brings me to something else. Don't settle for average, all right? Don't settle for mediocrity for yourself. Other people, don't worry about it. Fine. You want to live an average life? I don't care. But for you, what do you want? What do you choose for yourself? I choose to do extraordinary things. I choose the path and the direction I'm going to take that's going to make me happy. Which brings me to the next thing. You only have one shot at this life. You blink, it's over, right? I cannot believe that I'm 48 years old and that 48 years have gone past, and I feel like I haven't done anything. So you're not alone. We all feel like that. And even though I can sit here and reminisce and reflect and think about all the swings I took, it's substantial, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for taking a shot. A lot of the shots, they didn't work out, but some of them did. But you're never gonna know until you actually shoot the shot or take it. It's yours to take though, right? You got one shot at this life, and how you choose to live it, how you choose to execute it, how you choose to embrace it and wrap your arms around it and love it and hold it and just get as much out of it as you can is up to you. Nobody can do it for you, which is another thing that I learned. Nobody is gonna hand you shit. If you want something, you gotta take it, all right? Life is not fair. Something else that I learned. It's not fair at all. And how did I learn that? Well, there's some really good, loving people that died recently that death is a funny thing, and I guess it's kind of interesting that I'm filming this video in a cemetery. But death is something that's going to happen to all of us. There's no loophole. And unfortunately, no matter how much you take care of yourself, no matter how good your diet is or how much you exercise, sometimes bad shit happens to good people. And it's not just with health. It's also just with life, And one of the things that I did for me that allowed me to get over my shit was I went to therapy. This isn't a sponsorship for BetterHelp, but I got help because I wasn't able to deal with it or cope with the things I needed to handle myself. And I think that for men, that's one of the downsides to being a man, is that we get basically conditioned to, or I should say, we feel like we need to be tough and that we should be able to handle everything ourselves. And sometimes you just can't. For me, at least, I wasn't able to. And so I went and got help, and I was able to finally forgive the people I needed to forgive. One of those people was me. All right, I forgave myself for not being perfect. I forgave myself for fucking things up and being a bad boyfriend at times and being a bad son at others. I forgave myself, and I also forgave other people, including my mom, who I love more than anything. I held on to a lot of resentment and anger for a lot of years because of some of the unfortunate family situations that I was in, right? I had a few abusive stepfathers, and I blamed her, when the truth is, she did the best job she could, which is something else that I've learned. People do the best job they can. And we sometimes are collateral damage in other people's shit. It's not that these people want to do you harm or choose to try to fuck you up, but it just kind of happens. We are sometimes just collateral damage. But it doesn't mean that you can't overcome it. It doesn't mean that you can't basically decide that you want to be happy, and that's really what it is. It's about making a choice. It's about making a choice to be happy and to do the hard work, do the deep work, and work on yourself. It doesn't mean that you can fix other people. Of course not. You can't. And trying to is an exercise in futility. But the one thing and the person that you can control and fix is you. Happiness. That is and should be the goal for each and every one of us. What makes you happy? It's irrelevant to other people. It doesn't matter if your mom or your dad or your weird Uncle Barry doesn't agree with it. It doesn't matter. It's your life. You choose your direction. And if you live a life for somebody else, if you live a life just to make somebody else happy or to fulfill some type of feeling of obligation you have, you're never going to live a truly happy and fulfilled life. You're going to be empty inside. And then when you're 45 years old, you're going to say, fuck it, you're going to divorce your wife, buy a Ferrari, and go sleep with your secretary, Brenda. Right? That's why, in my opinion, a lot of guys have midlife crisis. It's just that one day they woke up and they realized that they don't want to live for other people and they weren't truly honest with themselves. I don't have to worry about that because I've always been true to myself. I've always taken my shot. I've always gone after what I wanted. It doesn't mean that it hasn't come without its price, right? Or sacrifices. I've sacrificed a lot to be where I am, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret anything. The bad choices, the good choices, I don't regret it. What's the point, right? I can't go back and fix it, and neither can you. I can't look back and think about all the shots I didn't take or all the mistakes I made. I've got to look forward. I've got to look forward to the future. I've got to look forward to the next 10 years, 20 years, hopefully 50 years that I've got. But the other reality is that it might just be today. You never know when your ticket is going to be punched. Nobody's figured out a loophole to get out of here alive, right? We're all going to die. When? Hopefully is later versus sooner, but you never know, right? And that's one of the things that has also become very clear to me, is that you never know when it's over, right? My wife's brother died at like 45 years old in his sleep. Boom, done, right? And she wishes she would have had the opportunity to tell him one last time that she loved him. You know, which is something else. Tell the people that you love them today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow may not come. You might be here, but they might not. And so by you letting them know, hey, I love you, I care about you, whether or not it's a friend, a family member, whoever, it doesn't matter. Don't regret not letting them know, right? And surround yourself with the people that have your best interest in mind and that love you more than anything, right? If there are people in your life that are jealous of you or keeping you down, get rid of them. They're not worth it. If there are people in your life that you don't get joy and happiness and it doesn't energize you being around, don't be around them. Life is hard. It's hard, man. And that's the other thing. Business is hard, entrepreneurship is hard, and life is hard, right? And sometimes I think we make it harder on ourselves, or harder than it needs to be, I should say, by focusing on things that really don't matter, letting ourselves get super upset and pissed off about shit that's stupid and insignificant, and fighting with people and trying to change their mind. You're never going to change somebody's mind, so stop trying. The best you can do is be somebody's friend and try to help as many people as you can. The one thing that I've learned through my personal training career, my YouTube career, my entrepreneurial career, my white label empire career, and just being a friend to people is that when you help them, nothing else makes you feel better ever, period. Doesn't matter what car you drive or how much money you have or a nice house, like it doesn't matter. Helping people, that's what it's about. And it's funny because, like I said, as I've gotten older and as I've kind of just experienced more, it seems like the simpler things get. It seems like it's not that complicated. Life, anyway. Be a good person, treat people with kindness, respect, help them out when you can. Be around people that you love. And eat pizza occasionally, not too much though. You know, for me, I think that's really what it's about. And at 48 years old, I just hope I can be here for another year. I hope I can continue to feel happy and fulfilled and joyous. But, you know, life is a funny way of throwing you curveballs. So I don't know what this next year holds. And I just want to basically do the best job I can. And so I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit and say thank you for everything that that you have brought to my life. And I just want to ask you for a favor. That's how I want to wrap this video up. I want you to not be scared. I want you to take your shot. I want you to go after your dream. I don't want you to wait. Because literally, nothing would make me happier than seeing you succeed and seeing you be wildly fulfilled, successful, and happy. And I just don't want you to wait. I don't want you to procrastinate. I don't want you to let fear get in your way of doing something that's going to truly move the needle in terms of your happiness, your health, your financial success, and just you living an incredible life. Do me a favor. If I had one birthday wish, it would be for you to take a risk, for you to be a little bit uncomfortable, and for you to finally go after your dreams. Thanks for everything, guys. I love you.